What's up, man? So, what do we got here?
All right, this is some of our offerings from our company, Seed is Art, award-winning genetics. Something different that we have to offer is we offer everything in the hybrid category, which is what you'll find in the genetic pool today. But we've also collaborated with Joe Pietri on a pre-1970 landrace and F1 hybrid vault.
Okay.
Pre-1970, pre-drug war, all that stuff. So everything from Africa to Nepal, the Middle East. There's things here like our purple Chitrali, sour goo. We got some original chem from the original chem lines. That's an F1 hybrid, Bara Bazaar, Blue Hunza. We got, Mazar I Sharifs, literally every region pre-1970 around the world. So super excited to offer that because that's something that was very hard to source or impossible to source in certain of these regions. So that allows us to give the whole spectrum of offerings from hybrid, pure indica, pure sativas, and everything between that.
Nice. Can you get a little in detail about the name? What backs it?
Yeah, Seed is Art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah. So Seed is Art decided to go with that name. So like we were talking about just before this, we've been working in the regulated operations for over a decade, like 15 years or something. It's a grind, it's a thing, and cannabis is the source of creation of what it's always kind of been for us. And so wanted to create it as like a passion project to create art through our cannabis and make sure that we're still inputting that. So that's why it allowed us to work on different projects, put art, design, and collections. Each seed pack has a character design, and inside of it we have collectible, playable cards here.
That is tight. Seeds, huh?
Yeah, so we put a lot of attention into the art there.
Yeah.
And we try to create an experience with everything.
Totally. Heck yeah, that is legit. How many seeds do you get in there?
This is our full pack, so it's 12 seeds. Our
wow.
our feminized lines are 6 seeds in here.
This is sweet. Are you guys honestly worried about infringement on copywriting or anything like that?
A little bit. We talked about it a lot, but we've worked through with a company who does this, and they even stopped us a couple of times and be like, hey, you guys got to change this. So it's all right. And what I told them is like, if end up getting sued, it might be a good thing. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. It's not like we make a ton of money off this anyway.
Can you get a little detail in who's backing the seed company? You mentioned a name.
Oh, so we've collaborated with Joe Pietri.
Okay, cool.
He's a legend. A lot of people don't know him, but if you look him up, Google him, it's crazy to say because I've been working with him for a while, but no joke. I would say 90% of the fucking weed that came into the U.S. in the 60s and 70s. And so he's a true weed nerd, along with somebody who was smuggling stuff at that time. And with it, he's been able to vault them up and document them from all the different regions from his travels throughout that time, 1970, pre-1970 on.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Are you able to maybe mention any exciting news or projects that you guys got in the works for people to maybe look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, totally. Like the cool thing is, again, super excited about our landrace and F1 hybrid project because that's things that people could not just obtain, and it was locked in a vault. And I know there could be a lot of claims around genetics, but you look at anything in the Phylos genetics library with Joe Pietri, he has the original land races. Even Durban Poison, it's the only one with a full genetic land race marker inside of it.
And that first one that you mentioned, can you just briefly describe that one, the F1?
Yeah, so
project?
So really what Joe, what we collaborated with is we've got inbred lines, so landrace strains, right, from around the world and regions, things that's been growing for 1,000 years plus in an area over and over. And it was pre-1970, before it was affected with the war on drugs and the influx of genetics from the Netherlands coming down. So 1970 is an important date on top of this vault. So you got your inbred lines from these different regions that were growing like that. Your F1 hybrids is what every strain in the US is you grab the 2 inbred line strains or landrace strains. Typically it would be an indica and a sativa, and you cross them. In that cross of two IBL lines, you get an F1 hybrid. It's called an F1 hybrid Vigor cross. I was confused on this as well, but I always thought, hey, you breed two strains, that's F1. No, you need two IBLs that are inbred lines, and you cross them over, and now you have an F1 generation on top of it. So that's what most weed has drilled down from these land races from. So like your Ken dogs and your stuff that was originally there, those are just two inbred lines or two land races cross. Kona Gold, same thing. But now that we're seeing all of the land races and the F1 hybrids, now I can start putting things together. Like Kona Gold, it says it's a Mexican sativa and some type of indica, right? Land race. Now I'm pretty damn sure it's from the Acapulco lines of Mexican sativa, because we've seen some of the Acapulcos and we've seen the Kona Gold, and now you can start putting it together with that. So that's your F1 hybrids, and we're offering everything from landrace F1 hybrids, and then what we call like our hybrids, so anything that's in our common genetic pool today, and that's coming from our award-winning strains. We also, as we operate Seed is Art and also operate High Level Health, we're going to be able to offer some of these land races, Kona Gold, Durban Poison, and things that are sought after here because they've changed the metric laws of bringing in genetics. So now with our gold label, which is our highest standard of cannabis that we could produce for a top tier flower, I'm super excited that we're going to be able to offer like Kona Gold done in that way. Because I know dudes who were smoking it before, I didn't believe them. But I know they'd be like, dude, I need some of that shit, like no matter where it is, because I'm like that now that I know it. I was all sad when I ran out.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. What was, do you guys got the F1 here?
Yeah,
in the box?
So the thing is like, okay, so a purple Chitrali, this is an inbred line, right? It's from Pakistan, Afghanistan, India. It's a pure landrace IBL. So this is an inbred line, centuries old plant. Then, I don't think I have it here, but we have a purple peonia. So
Okay.
I've heard, because, you know, I'm not originally from Colorado, but I heard a lot of people who were here and back in the day in Colorado be like, oh shit, I know the purple paralyzer or the purple peonia. So what that is the Chitrali cross onto the Blue Dragon.
Okay, okay.
So that took an Afghani landrace, and it took this strain. This Blue Dragon is incredible. It's a pure sativa from India, grown and selected and cultivated by the Buddhist community out there. This is one of those spiritual weeds.
Okay.
Pure sativa. So that
Can we open the box on this one?
Yeah.
Sick.
So then this
You were getting into purple?
the purple
Sorry.
peonia was a cross between these two land races that ended up in Colorado and became Colorado's land race, but it was an F1 hybrid. That's
Okay.
what that is.
Gotcha. And what was, alright. Legit. Love it. And what are you guys gonna do with these cards? Is it gonna be like a game then, or what?
Well, they're playable, so if anybody plays Pokemon, you can just like play with it. But it's
So you can put them in your Pokemon decks, huh?
you can.
Whoa,
That's
okay,
right,
that's
or
tight.
get into trouble, yeah.
All right, for sure. All right.
What's up, bro? How you doing? Good.
All right, well, much love, man. I really appreciate it. And do you want to get in detail about the seed company then, the name?
Oh yeah, Seed is Art. So we create art with cannabis genetics, and we put a lot of intent and culture behind it. Hence why we worked on this land race and F1 hybrid lines, trying to bring that energy of cannabis, of like putting intention behind it back into cannabis. That's the 80-20 to go fix all that shit.
Right. Okay. And where would they go get your seeds?
Well, you can. We're on Instagram, but our website www.seedisart.com. We do online sales and shipping, and also at any of our High Level Health or High Times dispensary, you'll be able to find our gold label there, which will be collaborating our Seed is Art land races into that.
Okay.
So then we'll be able to offer that into the public.
Nice, man. Nice. So people buying the seeds then, are they like in states that's not regulated? Like, are you guys sending these seeds out across the country to out of the states as
Yeah,
well?
anywhere that can be shipped hemp products,
Okay.
that's where we can ship because it's under the Farm Bill Act as well.
Oh, these are?
Yeah.
So are these THCA?
Well, actually, it's zero THC or THCA. It's less than 0.3% by dry weight volume as a seed, and that's how they're categorizing it.
Ah, okay.
So if you take that seed, there's zero of everything. It's considered under a hemp product.
Okay. And can you get in detail about the science about that a little bit, just briefly? Behind your guys' seed, that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Thanks, man.
Like the different, like what this THC versus hemp Farm Bill.
I guess.
Again,
yeah.
it goes almost into our other conversation of like, we ride within where the lines and the rules of the government or of the lanes are, right? And so the lanes just pushed things like seeds. It was a question, a gray area, like what are seeds? Because if it's not THC, we can't call it cannabis, but it turns into cannabis, but it doesn't contain it at a seed form. So the way the cookie crumbled, I guess, is that it ended up going underneath the Farm Bill Act. Honestly, it's a weird one because it makes the most sense there. If you eat it, you're not gonna get high. If you smoke it, you're not gonna get high. But if you spend 6 months with it, you can.
So then what's the point of it if you're not getting high?
Oh man, so like if you're like the seed, well,
The plant in general, yeah. If you're not getting high, then why smoke it?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of it?
Well, if we're talking about like CBD strains or something like
Well,
that.
no, just in general, your guys' seed. Like you're saying that you don't get high off of it.
No, that's actually I didn't explain it well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so level and type of high, right? This is the big one.
Okay.
Pure sativa. It's everything you've heard about sativas, like uplifting, energetic.
Okay.
Until I've tried pure sativas, what I've noticed was they're just hybrid sativas. Is
Gotcha.
everything I've ever had. So
Okay.
yeah, you get a little sativa feel, but they're all crushers.
Right.
And they're all imbalanced cannabinoid profiles. So you got 30% THC, zero everything else.
Gotcha. Okay.
Having the ability of having both of these with balanced profiles and terpene profiles, and I've been smoking high THC weed for a long time now. My preference, not I'm against one or I think one is better. There's a time and a place and a section for each one.
Right.
And man, having that opportunity of like having these different cannabis for different reasons,
Yeah.
that's the shit.
Right.
That's when you're like, oh, morning weed. I want
Sure.
to be functional, not just like I read that this is going to be functional and I feel like,
Yeah.
it's fully functional. Like I feel better and more awake than before I smoked the joint.
Right.
That's an amazing thing to have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so like, weirdly enough, like the Kona Gold, I haven't tested the cannabinoid yet. We haven't ran it through our system yet. I did it while breeding. I'm guessing it's less than 20% THC. I'd be surprised if it's more. But if I'm trying to rate high, like feeling it, even though it's clear, I get more high from that than any other sativa.
Okay.
The feeling is strong, but there's less anxiety attached to it, and I believe it's because you have other profiles in there of cannabinoids, like CBD can help inhibit the psychoactive effects, right? And as like DA, D10, all this shit came on, we realized like, oh, cannabinoids by themselves sometimes get crazy. Like it gives you a crazy psychoactive effect, and it just seems like you have a balance of cannabinoids to balance it. Go up, you can balance it this way, and I think you get more effects by having that kind of balance inside of it.
Gotcha. What is this swinging around your neck? What is that?
This thing?
Yeah. What are those?
This is a
I won't put
lanyard.
that. I won't put your name, but
Yeah, it's all good. It's my
Sweet.
badge here.
Your badge. What
yeah.
is a badge?
So
For some
that's-
people
that's
like tuning in worldwide.
Yeah, so working within the industry, every employee, every owner, everybody has a badge number. Go through background check, and that's getting into the regulated industry right there.
Okay, so you guys are able to wear your badge outside of the store and sell these seeds then?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
okay in Colorado?
Yeah, so like with this, like because like really we don't have to like wear this right now. I just had it because I came from the grow operation.
Okay.
However, you'll see everybody going to lunch with these on and everything.
Yeah.
This is just part of what you need to work with in the regulation now.
But being outside of the dispensary, what's allowed with that? Like,
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to sell really any THC product for sure.
Gotcha.
But,
So
like,
these seeds aren't considered THC then?
no.
Gotcha.
No,
What do you
again,
guys consider these like specifically labeled then?
hemp?
Hemp.
Yep,
Okay, for sure.
That's what it's regulated under. So
Okay.
that's what it's treated. That's why we can do online sales and things like that.
Sweet,
And you
okay.
can bank debit online. It's because it's truly held underneath the hemp license right now.
Okay. What's the benefits of hemp? You know what I mean? Opposed to THC, do you think?
Again, there's so much bullshit and like mix-ups in terminology over the time, but I mean, hemp, you know, to me, is more towards that area of like fibers and creating rope and bioplastics and things like that, right? Hemp, non-smokable, non-psychoactive. I believe that's what I look at as hemp. Although hemp in the legalities of it, hemp is CBD. Hemp is anything under 0.3% THC by dry weight volume. That's the little things that create gray areas.
Are any of your guys' hemp CBD?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like within our genetics, again, because of these land races, a lot of medicinal cannabis strains came out of like Africa. There's more regions around the world. I say Africa a lot. That's where you find THCV. That's where you find a lot of CBD inside of it. But that's also where you found cultures around like witch doctors and things like that who are, again, putting their energy behind it, looking for medicinal properties of it.
Okay.
So like in these land races, that's where you'll find the plethora of it, you know, of THCV, CBD, THC, and depending on the different balances, the way I look at it is the more I've gotten more used to that kind of genetics that we're talking about, is that, you know, I don't think isolating anything is good. If you look at that in nature, isolating any molecule and concentrating it is typically not a good thing.
Right. Sweet, man. I can't appreciate your time more. And I mean, so like, why would somebody buy your guys' seed personally? Is your take?
Yeah, one is with the line that I just talked about with Joe Pietri. I'm sure like people can go verify this, because getting into this collaboration deal, there's a lot of things that I didn't really believe I had to confirm. What we're offering, what Joe is offering, and what we're helping to offer is to replicate, because a lot of these seeds are like 50 years or older, right? And they don't germinate, or some of them don't germinate at all. So we're having to go through replications, either tissue culturing or finding a way to like create it from a strain that is not germinating. And so we're going to be able to bring that to the public that doesn't exist right now. What I imagine is like if someone looks into DNA code in cannabis 1,000 years down the road, they'll see how thin the genetic pool has gotten at this point. And how small the genetic pool is, like the variation. And I also believe that they're going to see when all this land race injects back in it, because it's going to bring the genetic pool wide again. And that is probably what I'm most excited to offer with Seed Desire, something of our niche, something that is really, it's more about bringing culture and history than it is about the dollar. That's why that project is so crazy, and then the offerings of it is very unique. And I'm super excited to bring that. And along with that, we got, you know, our award-winning hybrid lines that produce things that people would consider like really good to today's kind of market and standards. A lot of pretty purple colors and frost and washing and terpene profiles. Sure, yeah, we got a lot of that as well. But I am most excited to be able to bring back something that's lost into the genetic pool.
Something that was lost in the genetic world, and then, for instance, just giving it out for free is definitely respectable. But are you guys also, you know, informing the people that are just coming up to your guys' table, grabbing these seeds off the street, literally? I mean, like, is that straight up the heritage, do you think, for these genetics going down the line? Like, these people that are just grabbing these seeds, you know, like, are they aware of what they're getting, do you think? Or is that what you guys are preaching?
Yeah, we do our best to explain that, because what I realized is
all those things.
younger
That's all I-
generation,
like,
including myself, we always thought, oh, weed sucks. Because, I don't know, in Hawaii there was always good weed, but when I got down here, there was brick weed, and I was like, okay, I can see how people think old weed sucks. It's because they were smuggling it and compressing it and hiding it. That weed is really good. That's the thing. Taken care of. It's so good, and most people don't know about it. I've been around this my whole life, and I did not know or see. It's like you can't see a color, or you don't know a color till you see it, and then you can conceptualize it. That's what I feel about what I've been able to and had the pleasure to like hunt and see with my own eyes, like the Kona Gold, like Durban Poison, like those things that I would have never experienced. And when you do, it changes people. Everybody that I'm around, my growers, everybody, we're living in the same paradigm switch where we all smoke weed nonstop, high THC, but now it's switched over because we have that access where I wouldn't say low THC weed, but like that older generation of Landracer F1 hybrids. Because again, it was specific. Highs felt specific. Like how terpene profiles are now, like, hey, that's strawberry, that's blueberry. That's more describable in highs in this old school weed. Like, that's uplifting.
Okay. Well, right on, man. Right on. And, man, yeah, I mean, these cards, the artwork that's going into it, you know, just like the backing that is behind the project, I would say is exciting, you know, if people that get the seed know what they're doing with it personally, you know, that's my own personal take on that, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, look forward. I mean, this is pretty awesome. You know, we're standing here on a sidewalk, literally, okay? Like, there's like literally a bar right next door to us, okay? And people are just walking in and out right here, getting seeds that are hemp, you know what I mean? And then we've got High Times, you know, promoting it's your guys' grand opening then?
Yeah, I would consider it a soft
High Times
launch.
with High Level?
Yep, and
Okay.
then this weekend is kind of its main opening.
Okay, right on, man, right on. Well, thanks for taking the 420 hour and above, you know,
right
with
on,
me.
man.
And man, I love it. And your shirt, is that the company too? Seed is art, guys, you know? But much love, bro, much love. And thank you guys,
All right,
thank you.
right on.
You guys take it easy.
All right, brother.